genre.
And welcome back to the Doctor's Companion presents Doctor Who, The Long Way Round, the weekly podcast where we review and discuss every episode of Doctor Who, one doctor at a time. I'm Nick Jimenez.
I'm Scott Corelli.
And I'm Cass Fredrickson.
Today on the show, we'll be discussing Mummy on the Orient Express, the 12th Doctor's 8th story.
And that's the most exuberant you'll hear us be in this episode.
It's one of those episodes where it's more fun to say the title than it is to watch.
Yep, like dinosaurs on a spaceship.
I was making my backup, listeners, we make backup files when we're recording this, and I was going to type in Mummy, and I was like, no, don't rob yourself of the joy of typing in Mummy on the Orient Express.
Nice. So Mummy on the Orient Express is the 8th episode of season. What season is this? 12? 11? No, earlier than
9.
that.
Wait,
9.
what?
8.
8.
8. God.
I think it's 8.
Yeah, it's 8.
We're on it.
All right. Yeah, fair enough. Written by Jamie Matheson, who will write the next 12th Doctor episode we watched, Flatline, or will be watching next season on the Long Way Around, and then went on to write the episodes "The Girl Who Died" and "Oxygen."
I don't remember either of those at all.
I think "The Girl Who Died" is part 2 of the Game of Thrones lady, because I think it's the girl who lived and the girl
Astrid.
who died. Yeah. I don't think her name is Astrid. That's
A shielder.
a shielder.
A shielder.
Yes, that's right.
Good pull, Cass.
Yeah, and then the other one, Oxygen. No memory. For some reason,
Is that a Bill one?
Yeah, I'm feeling it's a Bill one. That's the vibe I get off of it, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Why have we memory hold every Bill episode?
I don't know.
We like Bill.
I remember the one with the girlfriend in the puddle. I remember that.
I remember the one that's where they're in period costumes, because that's just what my brain likes.
Sure. Yeah. So anyway,
is Astrid a companion? Is that a companion name?
No. Astrid is that's the doctor's wife, right? Right?
No, that's Idris.
Idris.
And then Astrid is the Titanic.
Yes.
Oh, I knew there was an Astrid.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Right. I always confuse that because, and I've talked about this before, Astrid is an anagram of TARDIS, so why wouldn't the doctor's wife be Astrid? But no, it's Idris, because Astrid was already taken.
They used it already.
They used it already because Russell T just can't help an anagram.
And Math Boy's name was Asterisk.
Adric.
There's never been an asterisk, as far as I know. I don't think.
Yet.
Not yet. Not yet. Anyway, Mummy on the Orient Express, not a particularly interesting background, but basically Jamie Matheson wrote Flatline. That was supposed to be his only episode this season. And they liked it so much that they were like, "Oh, you should write this other one." And he's like, "I don't have an idea for another one, and I've got and you're giving me a deadline. What am I supposed to do?" And Stephen Moffat was like, "Mummy on the Orient Express," and Jamie Matheson was like, "No, I don't want to write that." He was like, I don't want to write that. Mummies are stupid, and they're even stupider on a train. Like that doesn't make it. I don't want to do that. And he was like, well, that's the episode that I want you to write. So he's like, okay. So then he writes a version of the script. It's very convoluted. It has about 5 or 6 extra plot points involved in this whole thing. And Moffat helped him hone it down into a much more simple version of the story. And still pretty convoluted if you ask me, but less convoluted than what he was going to do. Here's the thing. This is 2 paragraphs long, so apologies in advance. In the original version of Mummy on the Orient Express, the space train was touring the 7 wonders of the universe, starting with the ruined fortress of Riscar. The element was inspired by the Egyptian cruise at the heart of another Christie mystery, 1937's Death on the Nile. Perkins, the chief engineer, was named for a friend of Matheson's who was a locomotive aficionado. The first victim was called Mrs. Fanshawe. At this stage, she was unrelated to Macy Pitt, who was a professor of archaeology. The train's captain was the odious Mr. Carnival. Quell was the name of a man who claimed to be a military general, but was in fact Erasmus Such, the train's owner in disguise. It transpired that Such, the military, the train owner, was dying of a wasting disease, and he had opened a portal to the long-lost city of Mir on Riscar in order to summon the Foretold. Teleported to Mir, Clara and Maisie discovered that the Foretold was actually Riscarians who had become dependent on a protective suit which could prolong life indefinitely. Such aimed to acquire this technology. The suits could manipulate the power of probability, and in fact, all of the Foretold's victims aboard the Express had been killed due to the advent of extremely unlikely circumstances. With more and more Foretold coming through the portal from Mir, the passengers programmed the navigation computer to take the Express to the haunted planet Cromlaw. The Doctor then teleported the passengers to the TARDIS, while the dark matter monsters which infested Cromlaw, attacked the train, causing it to explode.
What?
Yep. Yep. So they simplified it from that. They took out the final destinationing of the people, which was the original plan, and made it a mummy. I think that I believe he basically changed the mummy into like those dark matter monster things because he was like, mummies are stupid, and then they made it a mummy, but it was like, I don't know. He's like a is he a hologram? No, he wasn't a hologram. He was like a guy, but I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, he simplified
the idea. I like the idea of like an Agatha Christie Death on the Nile riff in space. Like that's kind of fun. But it kind of feels like it got away from that quickly.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. It's weird to have the Orient Express, in which another Agatha Christie, very famous Agatha Christie novel takes place, and then being like, but this is actually based on Death of the Nile. It's very weird. I don't know. So he simplified it, and then they shot it. This was a Clara Light episode in the same way that Flatline is a Dr. Light episode, because they were kind of like shot in conjunction with each other to produce the season more quickly. But yeah, that's it. That's basically it. Then they made the episode and it came out. That's pretty much it.
I will say, it doesn't feel like a Clara Light episode. I guess in retrospect it is.
That is true.
She's a presence throughout.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, this director, he directed this in a group, in a what do you call that? A production block with Kill the Moon and Last Christmas. One of those 3 stories is much better than the other 2.
Wow, what a trilogy of.
Yeah, indeed.
Wow,
indeed. So there you go. That's
especially for Jenna Coleman. Like what whiplash.
No, truly. But yeah, that's how the Mummy on the Orient Express came to be. I don't think that this episode is like I'm not like angry at this episode or anything. It's just like I don't care about anything that's happening, including Clara being like this. I'm going on one last trip, even though I'm mad at you because of Kill the Moon. Like all of that stuff just feels so like
Forced.
Yeah, extremely forced, and it's not even like the end of the season. It's like in the middle of the season, and then on top of that, it's like the next episode, Flatline, takes place on Earth. So like, why does she at the end of this episode is like, you know what? Never mind. Let's keep traveling. Like she could have just quit, and then Flatline happens, and then she's like, okay, I actually missed this, so
Right.
let's go back. Like, why does she decide that at the end of this episode instead of just doing it in the next one when she's on Earth anyway?
Do you think it's too similar to like how the pawns kind of like are like, okay, we're done, and then the doctor keeps showing up, and then they're like, okay, we're back, and then they're done, and then
Yeah, I mean, then don't do it at all. I don't know.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
What's the episode that I think this is a Gatiss episode, the one where he plays like Wii U at the ponds where he lives with them for a while.
Oh, it's a Chibnall episode. That's the Power of Three.
It's a Chibnall episode. The Power of Three. How can I forget?
Yeah.
Our sigil.
Yes. Thruple.
The Thruple of Three.
Yeah. The Power of Thruple.
Power of Thruple.
Unstoppable.
Oh,
Yeah. So, I don't know. I guess like I kind of like in theory the portion of this where the doctor's like really trying to figure this out and like you know asking, but it's also like I don't know. 12 at this point in the show is like so uninterested in being heroic in any way, and instead is just like too Sherlocky in that like, oh, I don't care if you die as long as I figure out the mystery. Right. And it's like they kind of like couch it in a like, well, he does care that they're dying. That's why he wants to figure this out. But also like he'll go through as many of these victims as possible to figure it out. And if he can just save one, then great. He saved one that wouldn't have been saved otherwise. And I'm like, I understand what you're doing, but like, I don't know if I want to watch a show about that guy, you know? So that's my big problem with this one. It's just like, I don't like the doctor in this. I also don't like his stupid KFC outfit. But that's neither here nor there. I don't know. What do you guys think of this one?
Weirdly enough, I enjoyed this one this time.
Nice.
I understand what you mean about like this one really goes hard on like the doctor not having like empathy for people. And it is very like jarring. And I get that like the like the little twist or whatever hinges on that. But I think it does him like a disservice, you know, to like play up the fact that he's like, oh no, I don't care about any of these people. But and it's kind of in conflict with his whole argument with the conductor guy, the cap. I don't know if there's a captain of a train, but you know what I'm talking about, like the
engineer.
Yes, the head engineer, where he's like, how many people have to die before you start caring? Or, you know, and then once it flips into the lab setting, the doctor is like very like, blunt and calculating and like, you know, like the other people are like, like, like give us a moment for pity's sake, like people just died. But like, so I think that those two aspects of him are in conflict with each other, in a way that's not narratively satisfying. But I did kind of like oh yeah, we're on one last trip until she lies at the end. And then I'm like, what the hell are we doing? So
there's a lot of things in conflict with each other, because it's also his stance in this is also, I think, in conflict with like his whole arc at the end of this season with like hating soldiers, where it's like you just do what you're told, and like you just like kill whoever it takes for to for your side to win or whatever. And I was like, isn't that what you're fucking doing on the train right now? Like, from a certain point of view, I don't know. Nick, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I wish this had more of the sense of fun and comedy that Dinosaurs on a Spaceship does. Like the kind of the fun kind of like, Arthur Weasley dad, like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade kind of vibes. Like I have a soft spot for that episode just because of those little slivers of fun. And I just like that energy more than this energy, I guess. Like I would rather watch that crew, the Pawns and Amy's dad and 11. I mean, Rory, she is Amy's dad, and 11 on an adventure than like these two in this era of themselves. Because like I love 12, I love Clara, but like oh god, it's this era of 12 and Clara. Where I mean, like by 2014 I think I was kind of I was getting over Sherlock being like this. The like, I actually don't care, I'm very cold and calculating, actually human life means very little to me, aren't you impressed? And it's like, no, I'm kind of like, man, 48 minutes of this and I just found like the melodrama of like, all doors closed, yes, but not all doors are closed, or goodbyes, yes, but all goodbyes are closed doors. And it's like, fuck, this doesn't mean anything. Like, you're being so dramatic, and like, sad smiles aren't real smiles. Oh yes, but not all smiles are. Like, fuck off. Like, you guys are gonna be fine after this. It's called Mummy on the Orient Express.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? That's true. It's called Mummy on the Orient Express. How dare you?
Be like a fucking breakup Tumblr post, Like, but yeah, it's not like bad. It's like, it goes down smooth, but it's just kind of like, I think it might have even, I think I might have even been kinder to it back in 2014 because I didn't know how inconsequential this was. I was kind of like, wow, are they really over? Is this really happening?
Right.
What's going to happen? But now it's like, no, this isn't even halfway over for either of you. Chill out.
If I remember correctly, I mean, I could go back, but I think you hated this episode more than anything when it came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you like really hated, you were like really angry. That's very angry at this one.
Because it doesn't really deliver on the premise.
Right. And I think that was your biggest issue, was just like, no, fuck this.
But it makes sense now knowing that like you really want, if you don't think mummies more than werewolves and vampires, if you don't think mummies are cool, you really don't want to be writing a mummy thing.
Right. Exactly.
I really like Fox's though. Her cover of "Don't Stop Me Now." That was on my iPod for a while.
Yeah,
or whatever I had back in 2014.
Yeah, that was good. I always think about that part of Doctor Who Confidential when they were like talking about like, yeah, and then they wrote this song. I was like, wow, you guys really didn't have anything to talk about, huh? It's been a long time about a band doing a cover song. Okay. I think it's interesting. It's there's an interesting, I guess, like flip on like the Agatha Christie structure in this, but it doesn't even quite deliver on that to me. Because it's like, I don't know, man, you would just think Moffat would be sick of writing this guy like Sherlock. Like, aren't you getting enough of that with the other show? Like, why do you want this show to be that show also? Like, that doesn't make it, like, he's literally writing like Clara and 12 to be the same relationship as like Sherlock and Watson, where Watson's like, I can't do this anymore. I'm just kidding. I'm not going anywhere. But this is the last time. Okay, this is the last time. I think he starts doing.
Oh yeah.
I think he starts doing that by like episode 5 of that show, and then it's like every episode after that is that.
And the Doctor kind of being the like, I'm too cold and cool and smart to admit how much I care about you, but deep down I do. Yeah, I never caught. Yeah.
It's just like, dude, don't write the same show. Like isn't that boring? I don't know. Clearly not. For him. So I guess, what do we think about the twist of like the countdown clock and the mummy only being seen by the victim, the target, as it were? What do we think about that additional twist? Because I actually think it robs the story of like, again, robs it of the premise, because it's like, is a mummy, if no one sees the mummy on the Orient Express, is it really there?
Is the mummy in the room with us right now?
Yeah. If a tree falls in the forest and nobody's around to hear it, is the mummy on the Orient Express?
I don't. The resolution of it, where it's like full of like weird tech that's like animating a shambling corpse, which is horrifying to say like that. But I don't actually understand why it's only visible. Oh no, he talks about like some technobabble of like they like pull their cells out of sync or whatever the fuck. But like I guess the fact that it like kind of relies on like weird technobabble is also a problem. It doesn't feel narratively satisfying when the Doctor figures out the last piece of the puzzle, and it's just like, aha, you know.
Stand down, soldier.
I say all that like still having enjoyed it this time.
Well, what were some like little moments, or was it like the ensemble? Was it the vibes? Was it like 12 and Clara? Like what did you find yourself kind of like vibing with this time?
I think it's like, I know that we were just like ragging on the weird like will they won't they aspect of like Clara and the Doctor's like friendship at this point. But I am obsessed with her outfit. But like,
oh gosh, yeah.
Like a all-timer. I really like this. I think in hindsight, looking back at like Clara's arc, in how it's kind of complementary to like Ace and 7, where there's that scene where she's really upset that like the Doctor lied to her and that she felt the need to like be his accomplice and like lie to this poor woman too. And like, that is really interesting to me in hindsight, where like she from this point onward starts becoming more and more like him, for better and worse, you know. And I think like the worst aspect of that is that she just straight up lies to Danny about leaving. But I think it's like a really interesting like jumping off like Genesis point for her arc as it plays out, like as we know it plays out.
Yeah. What is Flatline the episode where she gets introduced as the Jenna Coleman as the Doctor? Which one's that?
Ooh, that might be Flatline.
I don't remember.
Where like her image, her visage is
right.
Like her eyes, or the, you know, like when they did that.
Yeah. I think it is the next. I think it's Flatline. I think you're right.
And that's cool. I mean, it's interesting kind of to you know, because we've spoken so much about how she comes right on the heels of Amy Pond, which was this iconic doctor or companion where it kind of veered more on the side of, I mean, they were very platonic, but also like 12 and Clara feels more platonic. And so I'm interested in that kind of like, you are who you hang out with and you become your friends, and kind of like how it's sometimes easy to sort of take on the toxic traits of your friends if you are in a position where like you're so dependent on them, and she's living a very unbalanced life at this point.
Yeah.
Where Danny is kind of this like beacon of like, hey, you don't have to this doesn't have to be your whole life. So yeah, that's interesting to look at this as like a genesis point of that arc.
I do think it's weird that we get the mummy is like a soldier and does like the salute and then like, you know, crumbles to dust, and it has like seemingly nothing to do with what's going to happen with Danny becoming a Cyberman and the Brigadier being a Cyberman or something.
Oh,
and
shit.
then and then doing the salute, and like it's very
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. It's just weird that like we're like just a couple of episodes away from this that exact thing happening again, because like Cybermen are in their way of their mummies. They're just like tech mummies, you know?
Yeah.
I wish Cyberbrig had like a little hat and a little mustache.
I mean, we all do. I think they all agreed after they filmed it. It was a mistake not to do that. How would anyone know who he is otherwise? Anyway,
hello, Dad.
Yeah, a lot of characters in 12's era end their time on the show by becoming Cybermen.
Becoming Cybermen, yeah.
Yeah, that's really weird in retrospect.
Oh man. But yeah, no, all time Clara outfit. Jen Elise Coleman really rocks the flapper look.
Yeah, that's good. She's got one of those faces that I think she can like kind of like, she can chameleon into like any like era of like fashion and hair and stuff.
But especially the jazz age, she kind of has that like, you know, Clara bow. Hey, Clara bow. Kind of like that round face, big eyes.
Yeah, definitely.
Can't lose.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of the characters in this episode that aren't the Doctor and companion, they're all very kind of samey to me. Like all of the guys kind of like act very similar, and all the ladies kind of act very similar, that mean old lady notwithstanding, which I also thought was like, I think kind of like adds to this being a little boring for me.
Like, to compare this to another Agatha Christie episode, my favorite episode of the show of all time, The Unicorn and the Wasp, that has a very fun ensemble. And even if you're not, you know, like, it's just fun to watch these characters bounce off each other, and there's drama. Or even Agatha Christie episode, there's drama and tea being spilt and secrets being kept. And yeah, like these poor characters just kind of like evaporate from the memory, and they really are just kind of like fodder for the Doctor's machinations, which is kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
I think like knowing that the writer did not want to be doing this makes a lot of sense. Because it really does. It's not like, I think he's like trying his best, but like you can tell that he's not like fully invested, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I was going to say the same thing. Like it really just feels like I just got to get this done. Yeah, which is like, you know, that's definitely what you want from somebody who's writing a Doctor Who episode. Something that I would kill to do. Sure.
Like I know they can't all be passion projects, but like, come on.
If this was the way the show worked, then Moffat was like, okay, get in line, everyone, pull the word out of the funny hat, my funny Dr. Seussian hat. And I was like, all right. Mummy on the Orient Express. Ooh, you got the mummy one. Like I'd be like, cool. Okay, that's fun.
Yeah.
Like,
that's so funny. I was picturing like I was picturing like a setting hat and then like a monster hat.
Oh,
and
that's
so
fun.
like you just like pick a mummy on the Orient Express, like from the other. Ooh.
Cybermen at Coachella. Okay.
Okay, but that would rule.
Absolutely. That would rule. Clara could be kind of like, 2013 Vanessa Hudgens, with like a flower crown. And stuff.
Yeah.
That's good.
God.
Wow. Anyway, I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say about this episode, unfortunately. I don't know. What do you guys got anything else?
No, I don't think so. I think the most interesting part of this for me is like the hindsight Clara thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to go into Flatline now to kind of like follow up on this next season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I like Flatline. I think I remember I wrote my chapter in that Doctor Who book is about Flatline.
Yeah, I was gonna say I hope you liked it. You wrote a whole essay about it.
Well, I was limited on what episodes I could select.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Anyway, Flatline.
What was your essay about, Cass?
It was the first Doctor one. The Terry Nation one that's not about the Daleks. Is that the sense? It's not the Sensorites.
No, the one where they go to the same place.
And there's like a courtroom thing.
Yeah.
I cannot remember the title, but I know exactly what happens in all 6 parts of that story.
It's a MacGuffin thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget what the name of it is. Anyway, it's really fun. They go in a temple. It's like Indiana Jones for a second. That's good. That's a good one. Anyway, all right. Well, thanks for listening, everyone, and we will be back next week to talk about the Ghost Monument.
Yay!
And wrap up this season of Long Way Around. All right, we'll talk to you then. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.